comment? Okay, we're back. No votes taken, no decisions made. We'll have the, already called the roll. We'll have the invocation by Councilmember Howard and pledge of allegiance by Bridget Brennan. Just a moment.
Well, first, I'd like to thank you, Craig Henrich, for allowing me to do this tonight. I'd also like to let you know that Father Babick helped me with this. Don't know if a lot of you remember Father Babick, but I love him and he helped me. And he loves Folly, so he sends his regards. We are here as members of this council, and we thank you for calling us all together. It is our privilege and our responsibility to support, foster, and advance the mission of the city of Folly Beach. We accept this task in independence of you, God, for it is you who began this work, you who guide us, and you who will bring us into fulfillment. Send your creative spirit upon us. Open our hearts to recognize your presence among us. Open our minds to respond to your calling. Enable us to draw upon your wisdom and experience of yesterday, as well as respond to questions and concerns of tomorrow. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Grandma. Let me just sit there. Okay. Congratulations. Oh, you have to go with him. Careful. Always nice to have the young folks participate. And thanks, Grandma, for bringing her. And you said you'd get some more young ones? I'm waiting. Okay. All right, very good. So, I wasn't gonna have any mayor's comments this evening, but I got one that's come from the staff meeting today. Deputy Chief Burke was telling us about, I guess it was a lady, was she being beaten by a man or beaten by another woman, or just?
No, that was two.
Oh, it was two women, okay. So there was two women fighting, one beating the other one up on Center Street, basically.
No, two women got out and assaulted another female.
Okay, well, it's three women fighting. It's even getting better. It's getting better all the time. This is one of those read the blotter things, but my whole point was not that three of them got in a fight or two of them jumped another one and got in a fight. But the problem was there were people standing around with their cell phones taping this, and nobody called the police. And they're beating this woman up, and nobody calls the police. It's crazy. I mean, folks, you know, we got to do better than that, even if we're visitors or whatever. I mean, I understand not wanting to jump in there and break them up, maybe, but at least call 911 and call the police and tell them, hey, y'all got a problem over here. That was really a sad report this afternoon. So hopefully we'll do better than that going forward. So you gonna talk about this, or Aaron, Kyle gonna talk about it?
I will.
Okay.
Just a short update for you guys on our grant-related work on water mains and stormwater projects. One of the biggest water projects is a redundant water line onto the island. When we originally applied, we thought it was gonna be about 4 million. Now we think it's gonna be about $6.5 million. We're working hard to line up funding for it, and we just, in the last 2 weeks or so, finalized the number from Charleston Water. They're gonna give us 1.3 million, almost $1.4 million towards that project. No strings attached. Basically, they're gonna give us 1.4 in return for not being involved in the management of the project. We are owning that project, and that's you see part of the contracts that you're awarding management of it. But we got $1.4 million from Charleston Water, so we got $1.3 million in our local ARPA money. Got another million. We've almost got it fully funded. We will at some point probably be coming to you guys for either water capital fund drawdown or general fund drawdown. But our $8.6 million is going to get us, we think, about $14 million worth of work. So that's it.
And a redundant water source.
And redundant water source.
They'll own the powers.
Yeah.
They'll own, maintain.
Okay, Mr. Geffner, you're up next.
Good evening, council. The item I'll be speaking to tonight is actually two. One is the ordinance, just cleaning up some administrative. We had a really old ordinance out there that I tripped over while I was doing some updates on the second item, which is the fixed asset policy. Basically, what it was stating was the city was only accepting checks as a form of payment or just for vendor payment. So that's updating that to ensure that we are able to distribute payments as we have been, I guess, that's in other forms such as credit card, ACH, etc. And the second order is the actual fixed asset capitalization policy. In the past, the city has been at the threshold of about $5,000 typically. That's been across all categories, so I'm upping that just based on inflation and the fact that we haven't done anything with this policy in a very long time. Just getting it more aligned with today's standards. Two basic levels are $10,000 for most everything except for capital improvements that would be building, that sort of thing. $50,000 for starting to keep capital. And the question would be, okay, well, what kind of impact does that have on our financial statements? Essentially, that just is a higher threshold that I'll be looking to include that in our capital assets for depreciation, things like that. Government-wide financial statements, really no substantial impact. The enterprise statements of the water and sewer fund, we just see more of an impact on that because it actually affects the statements that you see for sewer fund with depreciation included with a higher capital threshold. Hopefully you'll see a little bit less capitalization and less depreciation. That will also be a key ingredient when we do start talking about the big water line improvements, the big capital spends that we do here that are coming up. That'll kind of lessen the burden on my department as far as like, what's the trigger point to capitalize this section of the project. It won't be nickel and dime, $5,000 here, $5,000 here. Any questions? I know it's kind of nuanced accounting, financial kind of stuff that wows and enthralls me, but most people don't.
Well, you enjoy doing income tax. Okay, thank you, sir. Move on to the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve? A second? Second. Any corrections or additions you may want to make? So without objection, move on. Have a approval of the minutes from July the 11th. Have a motion to approve. Have a second.
Second.
Any corrections or additions?
Or some Scribner errors that I shared with Wes earlier. Scribner.
I have one, on page 9, just double checking some of the numbers as far as the votes go. Okay, so can we just, what is basically the cleanup then, the vote?
For the ordinance?
Yeah.
It was, no vote on Parker Hope, and the mayor
Okay,
vote were remaining.
okay. So that's how we got 3-3 and that's, okay, 5-1.
Okay, any others? As amended?
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Dr. Hooker,
Yes.
Grooms,
Yes.
Farley,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin.
Yes.
Pass.
You just reminded me of something. I'm backing up for a second. When he called out Mr. Grooms as saying, tomorrow, we lost, one of our first administrators for the city of Folly Beach, Billy Grooms. Tomorrow, they're having his funeral at the Baptist church, but, he was a, long time resident, I guess until about a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that. Yeah, 2.5, somewhere along there. He came to the administration slot not too long after he graduated from the civil, I don't believe. He's been around Charleston for a while, but anyway, just a side note that we hate to hear losing some of our older folks, not older folks, but older city officials. He's been sick for a while with different pulmonary illnesses, but anyway, we'll move on now. Sorry about that. So we're up to personal appearances and a thesis permission request
Good evening, council.
by Ms.
Thanks for your-
Cheyenne Twilly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening. Thank you for your time tonight. I am Cheyenne Twilly, and I'm a graduate student at the College of Charleston, pursuing a Master of Science in Environmental and Sustainability Studies, and also a Master's in Public Administration. I'm here tonight to seek permission from the City of Folly Beach to conduct my thesis work around your municipality. So my graduate thesis is titled Evaluating the Impacts of Boundary Spanning at the Coastal Science and Policy Interface in Folly Beach, South Carolina. Boundary spanning is work to enable the exchange between knowledge holders and decision makers. So knowledge holders being those scientists or those technical experts, and oftentimes scientists and policymakers have communication barriers, as we all know. So a boundary spanner stands in between as a liaison or as a translator, helping those scientists and those policymakers communicate effectively. You can refer to a boundary spanner also as a mediator or a knowledge broker. This study aims to evaluate the impact of boundary spanners in 4 of the Folly Beach coastal management plans, that being the Local Comprehensive Beach Management Plan, the Dune Management Plan, the Marsh Management Plan, and the Sea Level Rise Adaptation Report, which is now called Folly 2050. And if it's not obvious already, I am Dr. Nicole Elko's intern.
So you just have to interview one person, right?
I guess so. I mean, she's crushing everything. So through a network analysis and a series of interviews with these key stakeholders, this study is going to assess the extent to which boundary spanners have facilitated communication, knowledge sharing, and collaboration among stakeholders in each of those 4 coastal management plans. And really, this research will determine how coastal management actors in the city of Folly Beach, such as yourselves, perceive boundary spanning, and to what level of involvement these boundary spanners play in each of those 4 coastal management plans. In general, higher levels of involvement are expected to lead to more effective and sustainable coastal management outcomes. And the findings from this evaluation could inform future efforts to improve communication and collaboration between those scientists and policymakers and stakeholders in addressing coastal management issues. I believe the open collaboration approach will benefit both my academic pursuits and interests of the city. And I thank you guys so much for your time. I'm expected to defend my final results around November, so I would be happy to come back and report out to y'all. But I'm also open to any questions that you guys might have.
This November?
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of down in the Keys, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
Any questions?
Do we need to make a motion to approve?
Not really requests, just interviewing people.
She's, she wants to make a request because I would say make a motion to approve her permission request for. She's gonna end up interviewing our spanner, and she might want to interview some of y'all or us or whatever. So,
Motion to approve her requests.
Second.
any questions or discussion?
Good luck.
But at no time do you represent yourself as an extension of the city of Folly Beach, correct?
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Grooms.
Yes.
Dr. Hutton.
Yes.
Mr. Barker.
Yes.
Mr. Ellis.
Yes.
Mr. Rich.
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin.
Yes.
Yes.
Good
Thank
luck.
you. I appreciate it.
And you have a good mentor, so.
Sure do.
Okay, we're up to the World 1000.
Thank you, Council. My name is Greg Casto, and I'm a race committee member for the World 1000. Little background, I know you have the paperwork that we provided, but to rehash just a little bit, a bar bet that was made among brothers back in the early 70s in Virginia Beach has become one of the most recognized extreme sailing racing events in the world. And 2024 marks the 50th year that this race has occurred. And we're asking for permission to use Folly Beach as one of our checkpoints for landing and for launching, as well as our plans to make this our lay day location for the event. So we'll stay an extra day to allow the sailors to recoup, the boats to be rebuilt, teams to restock, and then we'll start again on our 1,000-mile quest, starting in South Florida, ending up in Virginia.
Motion to approve.
Want a second?
Second.
I have a question. So what day are
It's May 17th through the 19th.
19th? Yes, I did see it the 19th. And all of this is gonna be basically at the county park this time because of,
The erosion.
Yeah.
But we were last year.
but you guys can't be as rowdy as you were last time.
There was a few bad apples, I'm
Just
sure.
kidding. No,
We'll be good.
Everything worked very, very well.
Great.
I mean, it's kind of neat that it's the 50th anniversary for y'all and the 50th anniversary for the city.
Oh, really?
At the same time.
Oh, well, that would be great. 'Cause
Yeah.
we plan to make this one of our locations, one of 3 locations, where we set up all our memorabilia from the past 50 years. So we fully expect, and we've got more teams, we have about twice as many teams as we had in 2022. And on top of those sailors and the support crew that come with them, we expect a good number of old sailors who follow us along, and usually at the late day location, that's where they congregate. So we expect to bring a sizable number of people to the beach, all keeping good manners, sure.
I'm sure.
But no, we really liked this place when we were here. One of our top spots, it really was.
You've already approved it through the county park folks.
We are working through that. We've submitted all the information, I believe, that they needed, including the insurance. And they were pretty enthusiastic about us coming back and even helping us, set up or plan out where we would be on the beach. So,
Make a motion into pending county park approval.
Already got a motion. Second. Floor.
Yeah, we don't get
Added that as completion.
Are you okay adding that to you?
I'm okay just adding that to the original.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
Dr. Hutton,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Rooms, Farley,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yeah.
approved.
Look forward to seeing you guys.
Appreciate it. Be great to come back.
Thank you. Citizen comments?
None.
Well, I didn't think so with the agenda.
I felt like we were gonna get yelled at by Miss Ray. I don't know, I just felt like we were gonna come up and yell at us.
Not yet.
I mean,
Your time's up.
like old times.
Your time's up, Mr. Rich. Here to beat. Beat's going on. Okay, we're into, old business resolution 14-23, a resolution by Folly Beach City Council increasing the fee for approved non-franchise commercial activities on the beach from $200 to $250 to $500 annually. Have a motion to approve? Have a second?
Second.
You wanna give a little background into what you
Yeah.
found while you were looking into this?
So this was kind of part of the franchise discussion earlier this year, and we pushed it off until the fall because we extended the franchises. And so we made the non-franchise folks, we're gonna award them again also in the fall for next year to kind of reset the timeline. And one of the things, we're not allowed to disclose individual gross receipts, but we did pull the cumulative gross receipts for all of the currently permitted non-franchise businesses. They average about $6,400 a year, but that average is kind of being brought down because several of our non-franchise businesses have been reporting the minimum income for multiple years in a row. We believe that it's important to verify the income reported by the businesses that are approved to operate on the beach. So we do plan on asking Charleston County to audit the licenses of all franchise holders and non-franchise holders, anyone who we've given permission to operate on the beach, just to make sure that their reporting is accurate. So prior to awarding these bids, we're gonna ask the county to audit the license receipts so that anyone who bids again next year, we will know if their reported receipts match.
And this is nothing new because Charleston County audits, business licenses for Charlotte Beach. More than one time I've had to provide my IRS forms so they can check me out. And, so, we're just gonna get that information for you guys, see how it goes, see what you think about the, business license, franchise and non-franchise. Any other questions, discussion? Mr. Pope?
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Brooms.
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes.
passes.
Resolution 33-23, a resolution by the Folly Beach City Council awarding $477,700 to JMT for grant administration and project management services related to water main replacements described by RFQ 02-23, funded by the South Carolina Infrastructure Improvement Program. Have a motion to approve. Any questions?
Mayor,
Want to?
just a comment for this resolution and the next one. We postponed them last month because we technically can't sign these contracts until the state signs off on them. We turned them around, we gave them to the state, and the state still hasn't returned their review. But we'd like to ask you guys to authorize us to sign the contracts with the condition that we won't actually sign them until the state holds off. But our concern is if the state comes back tomorrow or next Monday and says they're good to go, we don't want to have to wait another month before we can get that work started.
Okay.
Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Yeah.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mayor Brooms.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Brooms, Mayor Goodwin,
Yeah, that's,
passes.
I'll send all my phone messages to 34-23, resolution by Folly Beach City Council awarding $655,100 to Weston and Sampson for grant administration, project management services related to stormwater improvements described by RFQ 03-23 and funded by the South Carolina Infrastructure Improvement Program. We have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I have one question. The project at Second West, what stage is that in? Isn't there like a very short drainage that we were looking at down there?
It's secondary project, with a different grant.
Okay.
Good process. We haven't got final approval yet.
Okay. That's all.
Mr. Brooms,
Yes.
Mr. Barker,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes.
passes.
Resolution 42-23, a resolution by Folly Beach City Council accepting a settlement agreement between the city of Folly Beach and revocable trust allowing a 5-foot front yard encroachment in the 9-mini encroachment into the dune management area at 1567 East Ashley. Have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion, any questions? Go ahead.
Mr. Farley,
No.
Mr. Ellis,
No.
Mr. Rich,
No.
Dr. Houghton,
No.
Mr. Barker,
No.
Mr. Brooms.
No.
Mayor Goodwin,
No.
fails.
Okay, in the new business, we have a proclamation recognizing the Overdose Awareness Week for 2023. City of Folly Beach does affirm and acknowledge the harm and hardship caused by drug overdose. And whereas we recognize the purpose of National Overdose Awareness Week as remembering those tragically lost to overdose and the pain of the families and friends who are left behind, as it is an opportunity to recommit ourselves to working together to build a safe, healthy, and resilient community through our partnership and resources, reducing overdose risk, lowering barriers to treatment and support, promoting recovery as possible and community supported to save more lives in the greater community. And whereas we resolve to commit to reducing the toll of overdose in our community, which claimed lives of more than 168 in South Carolina residents in 2021, together with countless more affected forever. And whereas we have affirmed that the people affected by overdose are our sons, our daughters, our wives, our husbands, our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers, our friends, and deserving of our love and compassion and support. Now, therefore, be it hereby resolved, the city of Folly Beach do hereby proclaim August the 28th through September the 3rd as Overdose Awareness Week in the city of Folly Beach. Signed by Goodwin. So, Mr. Rich is going to talk for a moment.
Thank you, Mayor Goodwin. To follow that up, on August 30th, we are partnering with Wake Up Carolina, and we're hosting a Narcan training and allocation program. It's going to be a twofold event. The first hour, we're going to invite our local businesses, bars and restaurants, hotels, rental agencies, Burt's, the retail stores, anybody with congregation of late night folks that just has our tourist population. And we're going to do Narcan training and give out Narcan kits and fentanyl test strips. We feel that that's very vital. When we look back at our police department, they've used Narcan over a dozen times in the past year. So the more kits that we have around, you never know what's going to walk up on your doorstep. This is something that affects everybody. It's not just an illegal drug market. 3 years ago, I lost my best friend, and it was something as simple as he had an ankle injury, and he got used to the opioids. And when he couldn't get a prescription, he bought them on the street, and you just don't know what you're getting. So we're going to hold that training from 7 to 8, and then at 8 p.m. we're going to hold another section for public awareness, where anybody in the general public can come out and just get more information about it. The more information we have out there, the better off everybody is. So I want to bring up Ms. Nancy Shipman, if I can, for Wake Up Carolina. In addition, and we want to thank them for doing this training, we also want to donate $1,500 to their cause. Cool. And a copy of the proclamation. So this is a lovely fake check. The details are behind it, which you can bring in to get the real one. And then here's a copy of the proclamation. And we want to thank you for coming and offering this class, helping our community out. That's really important, and hopefully we help save some lives in the process. So we want to thank you, ma'am. And I've got some information right back here for all of you guys. And then if anybody else wants more, we'll start posting information about the event here this week. Feel free, all the general public is welcome. And I've got one of these bags, so if anybody wants more information tonight, you're welcome to come grab one of these. There you are, sir. So you will see that spread through social media here in the upcoming days and weeks.
Can I say one thing, 1 second?
It's a surprise.
I just want to thank you. Thank you, town council, thank you as a city, recognizing that every person counts, whether they are a resident, part-time, a full-time resident, or someone that is visiting in this area. I just want to recognize from personal experience that everyone that is affected by this counts, and it takes a true community to do something about it. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your efforts and work. So we have an ordinance 18-23, an ordinance amending chapter 36 of Folly Beach Code of Ordinances by amending section 3603. Expenditure of funds, 3608, forms of payment to allow alternate payment types to be accepted by and used by the city. So this is the first reading. Have a motion to approve. Have a second.
Second.
Any questions? I think Mr. Gessler did a fine job earlier. Go ahead.
Barker,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Farley,
Yes.
Rich,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes.
passes first.
We're up to resolution 39-23. A resolution to update the city finance policies and procedures handbook fixed asset fund subsection. This sounds like a Lee Gester thing. For reporting and asset disposal. Have a motion to approve. Have a second.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Mr.
Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Barker,
Yes.
Rich, right?
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes.
passes.
Resolution 40-23, a resolution awarding $500 to the Coastal Family Vacation Foundation to assist in organizational needs by providing amenities to families undergoing cancer treatments by a recommendation of the Community Promotions Committee. Can I have a motion to approve? Have a second? Just for information for people who are watching and people who don't know, this is a foundation that was started by a Folly Beach resident as basically a family foundation. She wanted her family to work at something constructive and give back something good to the community, and not just Folly Beach. We have folks, I ended up on the board of this foundation, so I vote yes, but we have people that apply for this vacation with their families, and as people who are in cancer treatments, they have to be recommended by their doctor, by the oncologist. The oncologist has to sign off that they can actually travel and spend 7 days away from home. Is to give families at least, it's kind of like Make-A-Wish Foundation, is to give families at least some good time together at the beach. So if you can see me later if you want to make a donation. If you have a house that you rent at the beach that you want to donate for a week, we take all kind of donations. I'm not just here beating the drum for that, but it is a good thing. The most heartbreaking story before we take a vote is last year, we had a candidate for this foundation that got approved for a vacation. And during the process, her sister had moved to her house, to candidate's house, the patient's house, to help take care of her while she's going through her chemotherapy treatments and radiation treatments and all that. And her sister was diagnosed with cancer while she was at her sister's house trying to help take care of her. So we had two families at one time that had a combined vacation together as two families. So you hear all kind of tough stories, and it makes you feel good when you can give them some good memories. And all the feedback we've gotten from these families that's been here is great feedback for not just the organization, but for all the community of Folly Beach, how much they enjoyed Folly Beach and the camaraderie of the community, and just enjoyed Folly Beach totally. So it's good. It's good for Folly Beach, but it's also good for families. Vote.
Rich,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Barker,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes.
passes.
So we're down to resolution 41-23, a resolution by Folly Beach City Council awarding a contract for design, engineering, and administration of public safety building cladding renovation to Mosley Architects in the amount of $48,250. Motion for approval. A second.
Second.
Any questions?
Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Mr. Barker,
Yes.
Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes.
passes.
So, Mr. Grooms, would you like to start city council comments?
Certainly, I had something to say, but then I got a message from Miss Pam Barker about something that's coming up. But she reminded me that today is Happy Annual Pickleball Day.
Oh, I don't even want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
But today is the day, right? So do want to remind the Exchange Club is doing our pickleball tournament November 11th and 12th coming up this year. And we're also in the middle of a school supply drive. And we're at the very end of it. The school starts early around here for some reason, but we're slowly closing it out. City Hall, we're going to be collecting up till 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I think Planet Bollywood's going to be collecting probably till about that time. Now, Rita's is going to do one
So we're taking everything we have tomorrow, but we're
Tomorrow.
also gonna do another drop off next week.
next week. So I think Rita's is doing something on the 19th, I believe it is. Something like a school drive. But it's been very successful. Each year we get more and more backpacks and school supplies, and these are going to some of the inner city schools, kids that don't get much of anything when it comes to hand we're proud to be doing that as a community, and thank you for your support on that. So. Katie?
I don't have anything to say.
Okay.
Well, I had a reminder from Dave Miller. So the Folly Beach Blood Drive, Red Cross Blood Drive, is September the 5th. It's at Fowler Kelly Hall. Goes from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock. You can sign up online or call Dave Miller up, and I'm sure he'll help you out. Folly always turns out really well for that. Hope they continue to. That's all.
I just would like to thank Folly Beach and Mayor Goodwin to allow us to be members of the Municipal Association in South Carolina. And the thing about this is we all went together. We are so smart and we are so happy to represent you all. So that's the first thing. Second thing is one of the initiatives is Civility Respect Solutions. And we signed that commitment a while back. And it's true, it happens. I have these pins and handouts for the pillars of civility, respect, solutions. So I just wanted to share that with everyone. And we really were smart, networking, and really, really happy to be together as a team as well as your representatives.
Okay, I'm going to follow the Show and Tell Act with what DJ referred to as a kettlebell. That's not what this is, nor is it an unexploded ordinance. But it did wash up in my yard back in 2017, came out through the marsh during Hurricane Irma. So what it is an aluminum fishing buoy that was manufactured in La Coruna, Spain. I'll pass it down, everyone can take a look at it. Probably prior to 1940, but potentially even as old as 1900. It's adorned with the La Coruna's most famous landmark, which is, if you look closely toward the top on one side, it is the Tower of Hercules, which is a Roman 57-meter high lighthouse that's been in continuous use. I had to look this stuff up online for 2,000 years. So in the beginning, wood-fired lighthouse, which is a record, and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I'm giving this to Dr. Houghton as a steward for Folly's History Museum in hopes that they will display it should my other council members here not drop and break it. But
We will give it to Wes to
Put, yes,
guard with his
yes,
life.
yes,
Thank you.
yes, very good, very good.
It says made on Spain on it. Again, you can see the tower. It's pretty neat. I scrubbed it up as best I could.
Very good.
Yeah, sure.
Well, Billy took all my Exchange Club pieces I was gonna say tonight, so that's good. So I'll just reiterate, keep your eyes open for August 30th. Like I said, the reason why we're having two events is we definitely want the business training, but as Nancy brought up, when awareness got out, a lot of people from the general public wanted to come for more information as well. So we figured having two of them, one specifically for the businesses, and we give the kits out to them, and then another one for the general public to come up and just get more information and facts. Just the more knowledge we have, the better. And this is the perfect month to do it. So I want to thank you all for y'all's support early on that one, and have a wonderful evening.
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Off the record at 8:03.
Man, look at that. We're about executive session.